They had to do that.
Absolutely. 95.5 KLOS. Good morning. It is 17 minutes until 8. Yeah.
Hang on. Here it is.
You're the music that I play.
Sing it, Rex.
Feel all of the ambience here, won't you?
And you take my breath away.
Oh, the hair on my neck is standing straight up right here, buddy.
We are giddy. We have a special guest today. Can't believe he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Rex Smith.
Morning, Rex.
Good morning.
How are you, buddy?
Thank you for sending the jet helicopter out to get me.
You're welcome.
Really.
Anything for you, buddy.
I didn't know that I had to give the traffic report, or else I guess that's why I wasn't on this morning.
No question about it. Now, Rex, as we told you when you came in, you're going to have a good time today. A lot of great things planned.
They've guaranteed me that.
Plus,
Absolutely.
Rex has brought some things with him that we're going to be playing for you a little later on. What are we going to be hearing?
We got, we got 20 seconds of when I was touring with Ted Nugent, a little bit.
You toured with Ted Nugent?
2 6-month tours with him. I played Anaheim Stadium out here. I played the Forum with him.
What did you do with him?
I was opening act.
Let us tell you something that maybe our listeners don't even know. Our program director, who is our boss, came here from Tulsa, Oklahoma. A couple of years back, he went to see a show. I'm not even sure who the headliner was, but you were opening for that program. He said that it was some of the finest rock and roll he had heard.
Well, this tape will give you a little bit, a little bit of what it did.
Okay.
And I'm not living in the past, but I just thought, hey, I was digging through. My wife said, don't take that down, because whenever I put rock and roll on, she goes, I was listening to Frank Sinatra the other day, and the kid across the street was going, oh, boy, what kind of music is that? And I said, here you go. You want to listen to some rock and roll? And I found this tape. And
Okay,
looking forward to hearing it.
We'll be listening to Rex play with Ted Nugent. That'll be coming up. And we also, we realized that you performed with Yes for a while.
Well, I was touring actually with quite a few groups.
Well, we have you actually. You were in the recording studio with Yes. We have that tape with us today.
you did.
And we'll be playing that.
With Yes. I thought it was with No that I was.
No, it's with Yes.
No, it's with Yes. Yes,
Comedy
it's with Yes.
gangster.
Okay, now on top of all of that, we're also going to be opening the phone so you can call up and ask Rex anything you may want to know. Let's quickly run through everything that you've done. Tell us the very first thing you did on TV or
Well, wait a
radio.
minute. 6 albums on Columbia Records. The first 2 were very, very hard rock. Touring with Ted Nugent stuff. I was managed by, these managers had Aerosmith and AC/DC. Actually, on my second tour, AC/DC was opening for me for we toured Texas together for about 3 weeks.
And AC/DC opened for
it was
you?
their first. It was their first time. It was their first opening moments in America.
Now, what year was this?
77, 78.
Did you have long, stringy hair?
Well, it was never stringy, but very long. And
So the music came first.
No. So I do this. So I'm touring with Ted Nugent and Leonard Skinner, and they were co-headlining, and we were playing Madison Square Garden. 3 days before the show, they had that tragic plane crash, and I became special guest and ended up playing an hour and a half set instead of a 30-minute, baby band set. Some people saw me and asked me to do a TV movie. I'd never acted before, but I had the summer off. After 6 months on the road, I did a movie in New York called Sooner or Later that You Take My Breath Away came from, which I became a teen idol overnight for this thing. And so here, I'd come through half.
You never did answer my letter.
We didn't have that kind of fan club.
Maybe you could tell us about that letter.
But I did send you. I sent you the knee pads, though.
Yes, you
the
did.
Consolation knee pads.
That was very nice.
But anyway, moved in. I become this teen idol, and suddenly, I became,
Teen Idol.
You were
and
like cover of Teen Beat.
I know that, but it was like I was not laying on a beach in Malibu where somebody said, "Hey, let's make a poster child out of this guy, and we'll get somebody else to sing the albums." I don't actually, you don't get to that level of rock and roll with Ted unless you've done it. So anyway,
the movie.
I moved into Broadway, though. After I did this thing, they broke up my band. Columbia said, you're on your own now. You're a single artist. And my band had to go. And I went for an open call, The Lead in Grease, and played Danny Zuko on Broadway for 6 months. And that was my first play. So I found a way that I could work in New York and go home at night and have my own refrigerator instead of standing in line at a Coca-Cola machine on the 15th floor of a Holiday Inn.
Pirates of Penzance came in.
Pirates after that, and then The Human Comedy, another play I did. I did West Side Story. So I did 4 Broadway shows, and then after Pirates, and we went to London and did the movie for like 7 months, lived there. Came back, did Solid Gold for a year.
Now, how was that? What was that like?
I was really, I was working on with Ron Nevison and actually Peter Wolf, my last album, Peter Wolf, who's now producing everybody and built the city. I had a very good group on my last album. Peter was keyboards and Nevison was producing. The bass player is now the singer in Chicago. It was, I mean, I was the springboard for all these guys' careers. It was great. I'm happy for each and every one of them.
Yeah,
I
we
am.
can tell.
Okay, now we're going to have to break for a minute. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about things that we've been seeing recently, some talk about the TV show.
And then we're going to get to the big time things in your career, like
And there's
that-
more to come.
like that Dash commercial you did.
I just got back from Morocco, actually. I did another one in Morocco.
Another Dash commercial?
Yeah.
We have that to look forward to.
Holy cow.
Okay, then.
Stand by. Rex Smith is our special guest, and you'll have a chance to ask Rex. Call now, won't you?
95.5 KLOS, Joe Cocker on the Mark O'Brien program, 7 minutes after 8 o'clock.
And again, our special guest today is Rex Smith. He admitted to us he was a little nervous about coming in here, thinking we were going to, chop him up. And we're having fun with him, not at him.
Thank you,
And
thank
we
you.
told him about that.
All right, we have a lot of
They've
calls.
told me.
A lot of calls wanting to play Ask Rex now. We want to talk to you about your commercials you did. You did the Time Magazine thing,
That's right.
and you did the Dash commercials.
Yes.
And what was that like?
Well, I just got back from Morocco.
Doing another Dash
Doing
commercial.
a Dash commercial.
Yeah.
And spent a week in Morocco and a week in Mijas, Spain, shooting.
You smell like lemons,
smell
Rex. I
like-
mean, you do.
no,
You've got that
thank you.
lemon, fresh,
Thank
squeaky
you.
smell.
You really do. we were sniffing Rex earlier.
Yeah, we were. And damn proud to
I
take
can
him.
hardly resist.
But you went in. You were telling us you went in. Why did you do these commercials all of a
Well,
sudden?
I'll be honest with you guys, okay?
Why?
All right.
No
I
one's
mean,
listening.
It's just us.
Yeah,
it
right.
is just us.
Absolutely.
Well, I have a beautiful baby girl, Megan Elizabeth, and I was hit by, I can only call it paranoiditis, I guess. It's a paranoia about bank accounts and everything else.
Sure.
And I couldn't sleep, and I'd never had a kid before, or a child. I don't want to call it a kid. It's not a baby goat. It's a beautiful baby girl. I don't know. Well, anyway, I'd never had. And anyway, getting back on the story.
Right.
Okay, the kid and the commercials.
The commercials. Yeah, I went in and I said, let's go see if I can just grab, there was various, everybody was on strike. And I said, well, let's see what's going on here. And I walked into a couple of rooms and walked out with a couple of
Rex
commercials.
Smith is doing commercials.
Get him on the phone. Now hold on. Now what I don't, the one thing that I want to, get straight is, I mean, in the commercial world, it's okay to go and sell wine coolers.
Right.
Right. I mean, detergent is like, that's dirty.
Yeah.
It's clean to go, induce kids to like get bombed on wine cooler.
Oh, okay. All right. What about the Time Magazine thing? Now,
See, we didn't even know that was you for a while.
You
We had
look
to
like
watch.
you were trying to disguise yourself there.
Put on the
Well,
glasses.
it didn't work, did it?
No, were you?
Well, I mean, we knew it was you.
Were you kind of ashamed of it? And that's
No,
why
I
you
wasn't
went?
ashamed. Actually, I just did for HBO, actually, the Coming Attractions thing, this half-hour show, What's Happening on HBO. And that came because they're owned by Time Magazine, and they asked me over that thing. I just did an in-house thing that's not even going to be seen for HBO. That's just they're using it for, I don't know what they're using for, the corporate jet or something. Talking
you're a
to them.
giver.
I'm showing them how to put the safety belts on, I think. Or something. On 30,000 feet will be. It's amazing. I don't know. They hire me to talk about things, and just like you guys, well, you didn't hire me to come talk about things, but I'm
No,
talking
we're
about
not.
myself. One of my favorite subjects. This is easy.
How did you get the role of Betty Joe in Petticoat Junction?
How did
That
you?
was rough. That was rough. Uncle Joe was moving kind of slow.
was.
And he didn't even show up for the audition,
That
so I
damn
had to
him.
play both parts.
Okay, now, Rex, we're going to hear something. If you would quickly set up what we're about to hear.
This is
and then
San
we'll play it.
Antonio, Texas, in probably, a decade ago.
Holy cow.
And playing with Ted Nugent, and I'll give you a signal when to pull out. We won't play the whole song, but just give a little flavor of a former lifetime of my ever-changing life.
This is,
You've seen Time Magazine, now hear this.
Rex Smith with Ted Nugent.
Here we go.
How we feeling tonight, San Antonio?
Is that you?
That's me.
Okay.
We're Rex from New York City, and as I said before, I want to see some people rocking and rolling out here tonight.
The rock and roll
I want
boys.
to see some people get off their butts tonight and work up a sweat with the boys in the band. Give me a little beat on the drums, Michael. Come out! And here's
Now-
where we get started. Here on out, we're going to be working together the rest of the evening. Let's see those hands working out there. Go! Now, this is a tune that we wrote for all you hard-working men.
Rex doing some talking this evening.
Well, I'm not going to play the whole song. Okay, here we go. But listen, there's one part, man, the guitar sounds really good just when we pull down.
How about you women? How about you women out there?
It's the reason I really like this whole thing. Right here. Drummer, the band was tight right
Bring it
now.
down, bring it down.
Right here.
Looks like we got some rock and rollers right here tonight.
That sounds pretty rock and roll to me.
You're a killer. Let's go.
It's about finding romance late at night, like most of us do. You usually run into some girl,
Is there any singing, Rex?
It's coming up.
Okay.
pickup truck. And before you
Who wants to hear singing? I told you I like to talk.
she's got a finger up your nose.
You can get this in Wonderful Ride. Beautiful Blue. Grady and Red.
There you go.
She's got... It's right. It's right. It's right.
It's the Rex we never knew.
Well, now you know. I think.
Ted Nugent.
Now, is that Ted doing this?
No, it's not Ted. That's my band. Ted was backstage going, "Get them off! Get them off!" We don't have. It's a whole live. We can just background music.
Pretty damn impressive. You got that rock and roll scream going.
Hey
for
man,
you?
listen. I'll tell you. I played Dallas with Ted two nights at Dallas Fort Worth Coliseum, and we started a riot the first night with a lot of this kind of stuff. I did talk a bit too much. It was sort of like, you know,
Oh, no, we loved it. We
evangelist
felt it. It was
rock and
all
roll.
great. No, it was great.
But
Super duper.
started a riot, and they tore up some seats. And the next night, the record company sent out some people. My management company sent somebody out, and they said, "Whatever you do, don't incite tonight," you know. And I said, "Okay." And I walked out there, and I said, "Well, I still want to see a riot." And they went wild. And the hall manager, who was the guy that ran the Coliseum, said, "I'll see you never play Fort Worth again." I said, "Hey," I was cocky, I was young. And I said, you know, there's 49 other states, and who knows, we may, you know, get another one. I said, I don't need this. Anyway, he turned out to be president of Hall Managers Association, and after that, I had to sign an anti-riot contract, which, now, my manager had Aerosmith, AC/DC, Scorpions, I mean, quite a few bands, and he said, I mean, he'd never seen a piece of paper like this. Said, "I will not incite a riot. I will not inform the press that I've signed this thing." We had to hire like 10 extra cops and put up $50,000 every time we played.
You troublemaker.
After that thing for the rest of the thing. Now you think about going from that, and you think about it. I have to think about it sometimes. And actually, out of this gig of San Antonio thing, there was a band called Kid Curry who won the MTV Basement Tapes, and they called me up. They were living out here in L.A. And last September, they said, "Man, when we saw you when we were growing up, you know." Anyway, I got together and I played like Madame Wong's and stuff with these guys, and it was good because I let my wife see me doing some rock and roll, and I got my pipes back in a rock and roll sense, and I was hitting these notes.
Pipes. Got his pipes back.
Yeah.
Pipes.
Okay, then.
That's singing talk.
Yeah, that's
Singing
rock and
talk.
roll
That's rock
stuff.
talk.
Yeah, these are our cans.
Those
These
are
aren't headphones.
cans.
These are cans. That's our
Cans.
talk. See.
Well, I got my voice back, and I was the lead tenor.
All right, well, Rex, on the tape, we felt how strongly you can work a room. We want to see how well you work these phones, because we do have some callers that want to ask you questions about your life and career.
Go. Let's take line 2.
Line 2.
KLOS, you're on the air with the Rex Smith. Go ahead.
How you doing, Rex?
Good.
I have to tell you, I think I had both your first 2 albums.
There you
I
go.
really enjoyed them. I don't
Thank
know
you.
where they are now.
Well,
Well,
My question to you is, there was a band called Stars that was out at about the same time.
my brother Michael Lee Smith.
Absolutely. My question is, what happened to Michael and his band?
Well, Mike and I both, Mike was managed by Kiss's management, and I was Aerosmith's, and we were like the battling Smiths. It said, "My brother's better than yours," and we were both out on the road, and it was late 70s, and disco was really coming in. It was a tough time, really, for rock and roll. It was not quite as, it was like, if you were already well established with a big, record history, you were able to sort of tighten the belt and get through some lean years. The 70, 77, 79, 77 to 80 was pretty tough for Coliseum rock. It wasn't real easy, and a lot of bands it just became very difficult. Also, Mike got a little disenchanted living on the road. It's like he wanted to see his dog before he died, and or before the dog died, I don't know which, but he just, actually, somebody said there's a picture disc, a Stars picture disc, that he has a business now here in L.A.
Oh, great.
So there's your answer, sir, and gee, thanks for calling.
Thanks.
see ya.
Bye.
All right, you're on the air with Rex Smith.
Good question. Good question.
You there?
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Rex.
Hi.
How about the Pirates of the Penzance?
How about it? Pirates of Penzance. It was a great experience.
Did you see it, man?
Yes, I did.
How'd Rex do?
Rex did quite well.
Did you see it on Broadway or the movie or what?
I saw
New York?
you
Okay.
What, did you see it in the movie or on Broadway?
on Broadway.
Oh, good. Well, that was a good place to see it. It was a great cast: Kevin Kline, Linda Ronstadt, and George Rose.
Kevin Kline was in it?
Yeah, Kevin was Pirate King.
There.
Excuse me?
Well, thanks for your question.
We don't understand,
No,
ma'am, but
my
thanks again for
question
calling.
is- Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
My question is, how are the Pirates?
How were the Pirates? They were a lot of fun. We used to,
That's what I wanted to hear.
brandishing our swords, running down Broadway.
Were you done now, ma'am? All done?
Pardon me?
Okay, then we gotta go.
Thank you. We'll see you, man. Thanks for calling.
Little attitude on the phone today.
Not sure what that meant.
I don't know.
Every bit
I don't
of
know.
that.
What about? What do you mean? How are the Pirates?
What about-
No, but
Go ahead.
No, please.
We wanted to know
Here
about...
we are being so polite to each
Go
other.
ahead. No,
I
go
thought
ahead.
these guys were going to kill me, and we're apologizing.
I'll tell you
go
who
first.
did it. I'll tell you, it's that call that did it.
Yeah.
She kind of threw everything off.
She
didn't
did. I mean,
right.
she was slow
Her
and no
timing.
good.
All right,
She
we
was
wanna know about-
breathless,
we
though. I
wanna-
think she was in the tub.
your TV show you had for about 10 minutes. What was that like?
Street Hawk.
Street Hawk. That's the name of it.
Now,
Street
Hawk.
Hawk. The name.
Street Hawk.
I tell you what. Save this question and this answer. We're way behind because, Rex, we're feeling all of your aura. We want to see your tits before the show's over, too, because they're looking pretty manly in there.
Manly.
Yeah, you are. All right, now stand by. We're going to come back. We got sports with Todd and then more Rex after this. Hang on.
Rex here met his wife when she was a Laker girl.
Really?
That's right.
Holy cow. So you were at a game and you saw her and you thought, hey.
That's right. And I used to be a Celtic fan.
But now you're a Laker
But now
fan.
I have, I mean, come on.
Well, now,
is
what
there
did you
any
do?
other
Did you
time?
run down there on the floor?
No, I
or-
didn't. A friend of mine, I was cooking dinner on my bachelor pad,
Hey.
and my buddy said, hey, you want to go to a Laker game? We got floor seats or whatever. And I said, well, I don't know. Anyway, we ended up going, and we were sitting down there, and his girl, this guy that took me, his girlfriend was a Laker girl, and she said, would you like to meet any of the girls? And I said, yes, all of them. No.
How about
Right.
that, Todd? He met his wife at a Lakers game.
And I said, I don't know, she's kind of cute, and we hit it off, and we're still doing pretty good.
What do you think, Todd?
I thought I'd let Rex finish his story there.
That's it.
And that's great. I met my wife at a Halloween party.
Did you now?
Yeah.
What was the costume?
She was wearing a tutu.
What were you wearing, Todd?
Just regular street clothes.
We believe that for
Yeah.
some reason.
But he was wearing his underwear on the outside.
There you
to
go, on the
ensure that it
outside.
was clean. I can't see this man talking, but I know he's around here
He's a
somewhere.
fine human.
That's
Todd,
right. He's around here
You keep
somewhere.
him-
He's in the greater Los Angeles area, my friend.
What do you got, Todd?
Good question. You deserve the Calistoga water.
Isn't John Houston
And it's
here?
yours.
Is that really John Houston doing the Calisto thing, or is it a John Houston?
No, it's John. John's in the hallway. John, pop in.
Holy
95.5 KLOS Market Bryan program. Geez, oh geez, 23 minutes till 9 o'clock.
And again, our special guest today is Rex Smith. Now, we've been talking to Rex. He's lately been doing the Dash commercials. He had the Time commercials. We talked about his... We didn't finish up the question on the TV show.
TV show, Night Eagle,
Street Hawk.
Iron Man.
Street Hawk. Street Hawk. What can I say about Street? Well,
can you
Street Hawk sold around the world faster than or better than any show Universal ever made. I mean, it still plays all over the world. When I was in Spain, it's Falcon de Strada or something. Falcon of the Street.
And you were a black
And they were going
leather kid.
crazy. These kids on little mopeds, you know. I was
Yeah.
eating at this outdoor restaurant, and I mean, there was about 100 kids like, wah, 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 and blue smoke coming over. But
Did you like the show? Were you pleased with the way it looked?
you know, when you've got 3 sound stages at Universal and 2 billboards, stuff, it's the ultimate Universal tour. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I was living in New York, and I came out and did the pilot for it, and forgot I was doing a play, the Human Comedy on Broadway, and I came and did the pilot, and I told the people on Broadway that I had an extra week filming. I went skiing for a week and came back with a good tan. I said, well, I'm ready for 6 months of Broadway, and then I forgot about it. And then they called back and they said, remember us? Actually, I was going to do, we're just lucky I didn't, I was going to do Perfect, that movie with John Travolta. And it was they wouldn't let me go do that because the 2 studios, whatever, wouldn't do it. And it was actually lucky I didn't do it. But
Yeah, that put John Travolta over the top. I
Oh, it
thought
sure did.
that
Yeah, I
movie.
felt
perfect.
real good acting there.
they called me and they said, remember us, you know, the show's been picked up. And so I came out and I did it. And, you know, if it had gone, coming from, we heard that rock and roll earlier, and that was really that's what, you know, my real love has always been attached to. And I've made some things, I've gone a lot of different places in this career, and it was almost like, well, so be it. If this is it, and if I go 5 years and I get that avocado ranch up in Santa Barbara, the Bar R Ranch, I already had the branding
ready for
iron.
it, aren't you,
I had the
buddy?
branding iron ready for it. And I was going to brand each and every avocado. so you could tell if they were rustling avocados.
Certainly
Well,
a dream
anyway.
worth going after.
No question.
Anyway, if it went 5 years and I never did anything again, so be it. Now, after I finished that, I left. I went back to New York, and I did a musical called Brownstone off Broadway. And the reason I really ran out was because they wanted me. This would have been cutting the umbilical cord. They wanted me to host the Hollywood Squares. Okay, now you can imagine starting from touring with Ted. I could have a parking space right now with my Corniche parked in it, going, "Hey," and then circle gets a square. But that was not, or square gets a circle, or however.
Whatever happens.
But anyway, that was when I ran away from L.A. and I said, because I just might take that job,
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So I left, and so if I got to do one time spot to make up for a lifetime of off Broadway, so be it. It's just,
Rex, the time commercials are super.
Oh,
you
geez.
make us
The
want
time
those
commercials
phones.
are over anyway. It's done. That's history.
But you may come back and do another one because people are chanting for those time commercials.
chanting. We're about to hear something, aren't we? What
Yeah,
are we
this
gonna
is from
do?
Pirates
This
of
is-
Penzance.
Yes, this is on Broadway. This note, all we're going to hear is the B flat, which was I was all alone center stage with this note, and this was like the bane of my existence. It was like Moby Dick.
The
If I-
bane of Rex's existence.
Yes, if I hit that note,
Like-
it was a good day. If I didn't, it was
Like Moby Dick.
down the
So here's
toilet.
the E flat from Rex Smith.
B flat.
B flat.
Here we go.
From Rex Smith.
From Pirates of Penzance.
Yes.
The bane of his existence.
You will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you. I'll love you.
Excellent, Rex. Up
Hey,
there,
Rex.
buddy.
Hey, we can, that's no big deal. We can do that.
What body part were you grabbing?
I felt like Mario Lanza. But that you were all alone. You had a whole orchestra. 28 piece, and they would build up to that bomb, 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 and it was just you. And it was Pirates was the culmination of a lot of good things, man. Good director,
obviously,
cast, everything.
you're pretty proud of some of this. This Pirates
Yeah,
stuff.
Pirates was good, man. Fellini and Marcello Mastroianni coming to your dressing room. I mean, you could do Dynasty for 20 years, and Fellini's not going to come visit you.
Fellini was here yesterday talking to us.
talking to us
Federico,
about a
I
big
know
thing,
what
yeah.
he was asking.
All right, we got phone calls. Let's go to them. Waste no time here. Morning, you're on the air with Rex Smith.
Hi, this is Holly from Keno.
Hi, Holly.
How you guys doing?
Fine.
Good. I have a nice compliment for Mark and Brian and a great one for Rex. First Rex, since he's a guest.
Okay.
I was kind of one of your little teen followers way back when you did Sooner or Later. And I'm 26 now, but at the time it kind of brought me out of my shell.
Good.
You're responsible.
I felt like I had a great responsibility for a lot of girls coming out of
Okay,
their
Rex,
shell.
don't talk yourself into a corner.
No, I know that.
Well, it's just that the movie was just kind of close to home for a lot of girls.
Yeah, it kind of sort of like what Dirty Dancing is right now. I feel when I saw Dirty Dancing, I thought it's kind of the same thing, girl coming of age. So.
Yeah, just about. But it helped me a lot, and in fact, I still have your album. It's among all my old albums that I had back then, and sometimes I break them out and still listen to them, although my husband doesn't like them.
Could you maybe sing a selection off one of his albums real quick?
Could you?
Just whip into one real quick here.
Well,
What are
I
your
don't-
faves?
I don't sing all that
It
great.
doesn't matter. Neither does Rex.
Okay.
Sure, he
Take
can
my
hit.
breath away. Oh, that's all I'll do.
Okay.
We missed out, see?
One more time.
We were laughing.
I was never a singer, so I'm an athlete, not a singer. Just keep it up. Whatever you do, don't do game shows.
No.
No, you're
That's
too great
it.
of an actor for
Thank
that.
you.
You've done great work.
Thank
Just
you.
keep it up.
On the other hand, John Davidson is perfect for them.
Oh, definitely. No. Definitely. He's not off the subject. Okay, Mark and Brian, I just want to give you guys a great compliment. You help my husband and I in our workouts in the morning at Bulldog Gym in Glendora.
Plug, 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 plug. Don't even try that stuff.
Yeah.
Pat it with a compliment and then plug your thing there.
Thanks
Gotta
for-
get it in there.
Thanks for calling, ma'am.
Yeah, and you guys keep up the good work.
Thank
Keep
you.
up The funny stuff in the morning.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Do you know? I've noticed that after You Take My Breath Away, after that song, there has been several You Take My Breath Away songs. There was the Top Gun or where Take My Breath Away.
Yeah.
Whoa! I heard something on the jazz stage. Seems to be a
And
popular title.
you're responsible for
It's
that.
I'm
all
not saying
because
I'm
of you.
responsible.
No, it
No,
is.
you
It's all
are. it's you. You are the perfect human
Subliminally,
being.
there's a lot of writers out there going,
No.
geez, what am I going to take my breath?
No, see, the Top Gun people called us and said, "What do you think Rex would think about this?" And we told him honestly, he'd love it. So it's okay. It's all because
Do we have someone else on the phone?
Yes, we do.
You're on the air with Rex Smith.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Fine.
Rex, what happened to you, man? I was at the San Antonio show about 10 years ago.
All right.
You were a crazy man.
Was it a good show, sir?
Yeah, it was. It was really wild.
Good deal. Well, it's funny. I've walked into some real rock and roll places, like in various cities, in London and New York and L.A. and stuff, and people will come up and go, Rex, man. I go, yeah. Street Hawk? And they go, no, man, rock and roll. It's like, well, the main thing that happened was I did that sooner or later. See, we just heard the girls. I did a very, successful single for the girls, and all the guys sort of, said.
What happened to the album? Where do we go from here? I mean, I can't find it anywhere.
Well, it's not a new album. I imagine if you call Columbia Records, plug. No. Call them up, thousands of you, and say, where the heck is he? Bring him back.
Well, why don't y'all play something from that album?
Well, we just heard some live stuff that was from no album at all, which makes it really special. And I didn't bring the album.
You didn't bring the album.
Sorry.
Oh, well.
Sir, hang on a second. Rex is just about to sing here. Did he do this song at the live show there in San Antonio?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, didn't hear this one. How we'll hear it now. We're just going to get to the crescendo part here.
This was the bane of his career.
And you take my breath away.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. I'll tell you, when I recorded that song, which I did that in 2 takes, and I just walked in and did it, and I was busy filming the movie. They said, you're going in to record the song for the movie. And I got to tell you that I knew for the first time in my life I had a hit, and I was sitting with the engineer. They played it back, and I said, I got to go to the bathroom. I went there, and I'm telling you, all the rock and roll strip clubs, all the work, sleeping in trucks, and a lot of stuff all came up, and I actually cried. Not to be corny, but I was, 24, and I went, God, I know this one's going to get on the air. This one's going to go someplace, and regardless, it was exciting just to know that you were on your way to who knows what. And that song took me around the world. It was my passport to meeting, millions.
A neat, touching moment with Rex Smith.
That's neat.
Remember the first time we heard the song, Mark? We were together.
I sure
in the
do.
back of that '57 Chevy.
I sure do.
We heard the song play. You kissed me for the very first time.
Back in the Magic City.
Yeah, but it's all coming back to me now.
See, the reason why we wanted you on our show, Rex, is because this was our song.
Actually, I'm writing a flip side to this for you guys called "Your Breath Takes My Love Away."
Thank you very much. We've got that to look forward to. Okay, we invite you to come back, maybe a few more questions. Rex has something he wants to tell us about, something to do with our background, and then we'll say goodbye and give him our nice parting gift.
So don't you go nowhere. We're on the air with Rex Smith. We'll be back, KLOS.
Still our special guest. This will be our last break of the day.
Rex was the 5th Beatle, wasn't he? Okay.
Holy cow. All right, what can we expect in the very near future here, Rex? What can we look for?
Well, you can turn my mic up here. What is this thing? The cough button.
It doesn't work either.
In August, I'm starting a 5-city tour of Carousel, Rodgers and Hammerstein's classic, and I'm talking this week about there's interest in maybe going to the West End in London with Carousel, and then bring it back to New York as the big revival with.
Do you
with
pack up the
myself
wife and kid for that?
Oh yeah. The kid's young enough to right now you can just
do anything with them.
But you do need a small moving van to carry cribs and blankets and all that other stuff. It's amazing. I went to Hawaii last time. I didn't even take my golf clubs. First time in my life I didn't take my golf clubs. Why? Because I had a scuba. I mean, people thought I was a deep sea diver because I had nothing but baby equipment, a giant bag. I may be in the West End doing that. I'm going to check out if we ever get out of this strike and see what's going on. I would, and music is always something that I'm always playing around with. I actually get into the studio and I just keep a hand in just to stay proficient. And
we can look forward to that Dash commercial too.
Well, the Dash that'll be out probably late this month.
Okay, then.
I'll be starting. And anyway, to Joe and Sean there at Jones Bicycle with that tandem bicycle. Plug. They're going wild right now. They're throwing Allen wrenches all over the place. They're just great guys. But Anyway, listen, I thought this was going to be Purple Heart time. You know, I thought this was
You
going
were
to be...
scared to death.
I thought I was going to be Walking Point in Platoon.
He
Not
was
at all.
frightened. He was frightened walking
And
in here.
I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but these guys are just great.
Rex, you come back anytime you
Okay,
want. You know,
thank
with
you.
the music in the background, it's a little too mushy.
It is.
Let's get out of here before we just...
We have for joining us, for coming in. These are official Mark and Brian knee pads. We're going to give you.
Are they extra large?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
for
good.
your extra large frame, you big
Big
white meaty
personality.
stallion. These are yours.
Thank you.
Use them.
You are also the very first recipient of the Mark and Brian knee
Well,
pads.
am I? These aren't the ones that have been used by the...
Those are actually switched. What security guard Roger put them on
Roger put
today.
these on.
But he
so-
left them because we didn't have any more to give you.
They're pre-stretched. Okay, good. I'll toss them in some lemon dash, and we'll be...
Did he sign our guest book?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we got to... That's it. That's all
Okay.
right.
All right, we thank you again.
Thank you. And we'll see you, KLOS.
All right, see you, Rex.
Cheers.